Good afternoon, Colorado. Welcome to a Friday edition of What's for Lunch. I'm your host, Larry Hers. Today I have Tessa Delicatessen in here today, and Vince. Vince, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Vince, I can't wait to see what's in all those. We'll get to that in a minute. You can't believe how good this all smells. I'm so excited. I've never tried your food. You're open in Park Hill, right?
Yeah, Park Hill. We're at Ivy and Colfax.
And when did you open?
We opened in November, very beginning of November. After construction, took me about a year to get the place perfect. November, and then we've been kicking since then.
So what's your background? Have you been in the restaurant business?
I've been cooking for most of my life. Just different jobs and different food, and I did sushi, and I kind of had my hand in everything. And it was really funny how I found my love here. It's like by accident, and sort of like found where I could put my heart, found something that we could do and make money and be happy doing. So these sandwiches are all like my children. I love them all equally. I can't I had to leave some at home, but these guys here, I think, tell the story. I have the same shop in Los Angeles on the beach in Playa del Rey. Similar menu.
What do you mean you have?
Well, I started there with this concept and brought it here to Denver.
Okay.
So I added some things, some nighttime, some alcohol, beverage program, silverware, plates, some things I didn't have in Los Angeles. The business was mostly a takeaway business. So this climate really lends itself to my sandwich wrapping and my takeaway acclaim that I got in Los Angeles.
Sandwich wrapping,
which is just
they are wrapped well.
It's just elevated, delicatessen. So it's based on that in your cooks, and you're eating a sandwich at shift meal, and you can really make that sandwich. Like, we can make the best sandwich, and that's what my restaurant is. These sandwiches are elevated. My science is bringing a product that is top notch at a reasonable price. Anyway, let's get into this.
He wants to get into it.
So we do breakfast. Lunch, and dinner at this location.
Okay. What time you open? And have your hours changed?
I've amended them a little bit, but I'm back to a 9 to 7.
Okay.
Right now. Dinner-ish, and that's why I have the sticky ribs. Sticky ribs go great with some beers.
Are they only available at night?
I have my menus. I'm doing breakfast, lunch, and dinner at
any time of the day. So people can get this for breakfast.
You can get the whole menu. I don't say no, man.
That's a good rule.
I want to give you the food. So we got the sticky
producer. He's like
sticky ribs for your beers in the evening.
Okay.
I thought, like, what would I like to eat when I was drinking that separates itself from this deli food. I got my breakfast.
And what kind of rib are you using?
I'm using just St. Louis spare rib.
Yep.
Just
a little meatier than a baby back.
Yeah, simple rub, braise overnight, and my kind of KC sauce that I also use on my barbecue pastrami. So this is a good segue to actually crack one of these
barbecue pastrami, people.
So I got bit by this in Boston, and somebody was like, "Dude, this is just sort of an average thing in Boston." I don't know. So this is a barbecue pastrami. So we've got pastrami, cheddar cheese pickles, slaw. So it's a little bit different than your average Reuben, which I left at home because it doesn't need any help, And that's where my barbecue sauce kind of happens.
It's funny, the unwrapping. Like when he came in here, I'm like, "What do you mean it's all wrapped? Nobody can see it." But the unwrapping actually works. It's like drawing the curtain on, then because I had no idea it was going to look that pretty.
I mean, it can be. It's just as cool as a plate up to me. I mean, I've kind of put my plate up fine dining chef thing into this food. So we got pretzel egg sandwich here.
Yeah, I saw that on your menu.
This is my breakfast cornerstone. I mean, the ride, it's usually got a runny yolk. I've also cured my own salmon, so I have some of those old school deli marks.
Okay.
We do a true lox, no smoke. And I do a salmon BLT with that.
Like a little bit.
So you got River Bear bacon, which is made.
Let me see.
I do this River Bear bacon's made with Duroc pork. It's a heritage pork.
A little Justin Brunson.
Justin Brunson plug. He's kind of helped me with a lot of really awesome products.
Great dude.
I've got the Pesto chicken sandwich, which is like a roasted chicken thigh. And it's the spreads and the breads, baby. I mean, I make great spreads.
Where's your bread coming from?
I'm using Michael over at
Bortz.
City Bakery.
I knew you were going to say that.
And I really love the guy's product. And it just does it.
And he's a great dude.
I used a bakery in Inglewood called Cadoro Bakery, and I loved Cadoro to death. You would, LA firm, but these guys do. I think they do.
He did my bread at my restaurant.
He's good, and he knows his stuff. So we're trying to stay in the lines here. He's been around the block. He knows Denver. He really helped me. He really did. Now I'm saving this one.
I knew you had a reason.
So this is like kale salad, and I know that everybody thinks deli food's meathead food. I do killer salads. This is toasted Brussels sprout, caper. It's my take on a Caesar. It's a kale Caesar, or a CZR as we call it. And then I've got my peachwood smoked turkey. Last but not least, the thing I sell like crazy, like it doesn't need any help at all. Again, Justin Bronson product, peachwood smoked turkey. It's great. I sell all my meats by the pound. Italians, cheese boards, charcuterie, bring me all that. I'm your lunch lady, Larry.
When I looked at your menu, I'm like, this is a dream come true. It makes me, I live in Lone Tree, and we have nothing like this. And we've got all the chains, but they're so mediocre and not creative at all, and I can't eat them. I just can't eat at Subway. I can't do it. So I think something like this, I've never seen a chain, I don't know if that's your dream, with this kind of quality of food, at least not in this area.
Thank you. It's difficult. I mean, managing using this pastrami product. I mean, it's top notch and it's expensive, but we're actually pulling it down and getting you into a sandwich basket where you're not feeling like you're spending $22 on a sandwich. And trust me.
What are you spending?
I mean, we're anywhere from $9 to $15.
Okay, it's reasonable.
We've got a reasonable deal. I've got some really inexpensive pastas on the nighttime menu for kids. I've got kids totally. They're totally considered on my menu. Takes care of that. So we just want to be that neighborhood spot, and really I picked Park Hill. I mean, Park Hill just spoke to me. I love that part of town.
Okay.
I live in that part of town. My kids go to school there, so it's just like feeding the community for me. And it's I can keep my head down and do that. Like I can believe that's I'm doing something that makes an impact there.
So when COVID came, obviously you lost your dining room. For your kind of concept, did it really hurt you?
Yeah, it did. I had a lot of people enjoying food and Pellegrino and a glass of wine. I mean, I had some of that.
Okay.
But I was able to just minimize my staffing and my hours and go to a 3-man crew and just kind of do everything myself. Luckily, I'm able to do that as an operator. And so I kept rolling. It was minimal, but I did a lot of takeout.
Okay, and then this week you're allowed to open up your dining room again. And so I assume... not having been there, that's not a big dining room to begin with.
I have a 2,500 square foot space. I have the largest deli you've ever seen in your life.
Okay. So how many seats can you fit in there?
I can fit 100.
So now you're at 50?
I'm at 50. So I've got plenty of room, lots of room to move around, 2 restrooms, so I'm your spot. And it's difficult to find a room that you don't feel kind of like elbow to elbow in. I definitely have the space. I went a little large so I could grow. And so right there on Ivy and Colfax, and
Is it counter service or waiters?
I do a little when we're seating people, but basically it's a counter service situation. I've got some people kind of floating to help people bust their own table and kind of mitigate the flow. But we just been taking it day to day. I mean, we're on our 3rd day, so
sure.
We're getting the facts and we're putting them into effect. I've seen some other of your guests that are it's difficult to tell your staff every day, okay, here's our new rules, here's our new law. But we're doing it, and we're if they tell me to wear a hoodie, I'll wear a hoodie.
Sure.
If they tell me to wear a mask, I'll wear a
Yeah,
mask.
I don't think the rules are that crazy. I mean,
I don't either. I think we just need to be conscious and get through this together. And like I said, we're just here to feed the neighborhood, and that still goes on whether or not we're in a pandemic. So.
How do people get your food? Are you using delivery services?
I'm using Grubhub. You can go the Yelp and go that route. I've also, you can call me on the telephone. We'll put it together for you, and you can pick it up.
Can they order through your website, takeout?
I don't have my website integrated at this time. I'm just doing the Grubhub and DoorDash.
But you
and
prefer they come to you and
I
get
prefer
it.
they come to me.
In case you haven't heard me say that every day.
It's safer. I feel like it's safer.
And
It's a
yeah,
better.
true.
It's
Less hands.
It's less hands, and you don't have somebody that you don't know handling your food.
I haven't told anybody this yet, but my daughter actually is working for DoorDash these days out in Lone Tree. So if you happen to see an 18-year-old, oh now 19-year-old girl there, be nice to her and tip her well.
People have to work, and we love our work. So we're back at it, and we welcome guests, children, diners of all types.
Give them the phone number, the website.
I will. I've got it all right here. Our phone number is 720-746-9138.
Say it again, slower and louder.
Okay, TV. All right. 720-746-9138.
And the website?
The website is tessadenver.com. And we would love to see you. Also follow us on Instagram, Tessa_Delicatessen. That way you can find out about pop-ups. I have this amazing dude that does a biscuit thing every other week. We were doing it, fierce biscuit, pork belly, fried chicken, and we did a fried tomato biscuit for the vegetarians. So we're always kind of partying on the side, doing some kind of like little creative thing to make our Friday night a little more fun.
Now the hardest decision right now of my day is what I'm going to eat of the selection you brought. What should I try first?
I honestly would try to get the turkey sandwich off the table before these other guys grab it, because I just feel like the turkey sandwich is just sort of like,
all right,
it's light, it's fabulous.
Hey, quiet, Mr. Producer. You're not allowed to speak. All right, tell me all what's on this again.
This is bite to bite, the greatest thing money can buy. So we've got mayo mustard, my house-made pepper spread, pickles, a little bit of romaine lettuce. You got your turkey and some provolone.
Amazing.
Big old fat tomato. I don't know, the breads and the spreads, baby.
Yeah.
Just get in there.
Vince, thank you so
Don't
much
be
for
afraid.
coming in. I'm
Don't be
so
afraid.
excited
Thank you.
to try this all. Follow him. Go to Tessa Deli. Let's eat.
All right.
Holy fucking God bless it. It's so good.